This classic episode of The Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2001.
Hey, if you've been looking for a show that would take you behind the scenes in all the latest video games, you're going to be happy today. I'm Victor Lucas.
And I'm Tommy Tallarico, and you have found The Electric Playground.
Very good.
See that? I rhyme.
It's nice. On today's show, we find out about Munch's Oddysee for the Xbox. We visit a company called Modern Groove. We're spooked by Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare. And Tommy and I take our reviews to the baseball diamond.
Recently, our friends over at Oddworld Inhabitants gave us the lowdown on the next Oddworld adventure. It's called Munch's Oddysee for the Xbox. I am here with Lorne Lanning, co-founder and president of Oddworld Inhabitants. Now, Lorne, Munch's Oddysee. Tell us about the whole storyline.
When I conceived this stuff years ago, it was thought of as though it was just one massive epic. You know, Abe launched in the epic of Oddworld, and Munch is the second key character that takes this closer to its finale. He's the last survivor of his species. They've been hunted for things like gabiar, for skin for boots, for purses, for, you know, he wound up being the lucky sort of sturgeon crossbred with an alligator, crossbred with a whale, you know, and there's lots of great stuff to be made from his kind. We start off with a character where we're seeing him in his natural environment and watching him descend into the arrogant world of the others where there's absolutely no compassion, there's absolutely no empathy. And this is where we begin. And so what we find through Munch's Oddysee is that he meets another character who's been through a very similar sort of experience, and that's Abe from Abe's Oddysee. And as we know, Abe was the meat processing slave factory worker. Munch and Abe together use Abe's possession powers to raise a fortune, and they're going to use that fortune to buy back the last can of gabiar.
These are clay models?
Clay sculptures, yes.
Take me through the process.
They serve several purposes. Once we have a design that's been approved by Lorne, we bring him to the sculpting stage because you further refine the design in clay. You see the character from all angles. And one of the other things also, we further refine the anatomy and the musculature and the structure because we try to base our characters on existing anatomy in order to make our characters feel more alive and more believable by the audience. The second main reason why we sculpt our characters is because then we can laser scan these figures in. Well, laser scanning technology has gotten better and better, so it means we can get our sculptures smaller, put more detail in them, and they can still pick up all this fine work. And we get a very accurate model.
So we talk about the Xbox being the best platform to tell this story in. Yeah. What things are you doing here that are going to wow people?
Just navigating the character through the world, he's not getting stuck. He's not hitting doorway edges. You have total control, but it's just really fast and really smooth. That's one aspect. Controls will feel different. How you see it will feel different because of the camera system. It takes it to a new level for an action-adventure class type of game.
How many different departments make up the whole process of this thing?
Well, to get from, Lorne's scrawled napkin at a restaurant,
Right.
to this point where we're at right now, takes about 45 production people is where we're at, and about 60 total, so we have 15 support staff as well. We've got guys who do storyboards, who do production design, that design all of our great characters. We have guys that do animation, both modeling for our movies and modeling for the actual game. We have programmers, of course, who build everything so that we can make a game in the first place. We have our game designers who actually write the AI and build the levels.
One of the things I think people will really be impressed by is the way the AI behaves. and the quantity of characters that start coming at you, that you start manipulating, that you start dealing with. You're cruising around with lots of characters at different times. And you're using them as weapons too. You're like, get him, you know, jump his butt. You know, so they're like 5 guys go over and start beating up a slig. So you start getting things that we used to see and feel in games like RTS games, where I could tell my 12 guys to go over here and have it out with those 12 guys. You're hitting a couple different buttons and giving them game speed commands, and then you're watching large numbers of characters go at it, you know? And that chemistry hasn't happened before. And I think, you know, people's minds are really going to be blown when they start to feel and see and experience that in a way that they haven't had before.
So we're here with the cast of Baywatch Hawaii.
Thank you. I've been on Baywatch for a while now. So hey, I understand that you guys are video game freaks.
He is. I am.
The video game
I am.
freak.
We'll have a lot.
Tell me about, what do you have, PlayStation?
You know what, I have PlayStation, and there's a couple games I play. I play Tomb Raider.
Right.
I've beat
His eyes
Tomb
light
Raider.
up.
The
Tomb Raider.
So you notice how he had to shake when he said Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Easy, get us back.
Siphon Filter.
You a big Siphon Filter?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was playing this. Her and I are dating. So I was playing.
Is that an EP exclusive?
No.
Basically, they tell anyone who will listen.
Yeah. That's just a little promo that Baywatch makes us say. Whatever. We don't even like each other.
Exactly.
No,
It's just
they're only
for the
dating.
show, you know?
They're only dating for
Actually,
promotional
Jason and I are
reasons.
dating, really.
Right. That definitely is an exclusive.
What was the most successful movie based on a video game?
Well, there's really only been one successful movie based on a video game because all the rest have tanked. The success story was, of course, Mortal Kombat, which was released in 1995, and it made about $70 million. It's not too surprising the movie succeeded because it was actually based on a game, which was in turn based on a genre of movies, the Hong Kong fighting films.
If you have a question about the video game industry, visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Coming up after the break, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare.
Oh, hi, yes, it's Lee from P&P Games. Yeah, hi, I was just calling to inquire if you had any haircut appointments available this evening. 6 p.m.? That sounds wonderful. Say, what's a haircut gonna run me nowadays? $15? Yeah, I'll see you later. Is it just me, or is the cost of everything going up, up, up?
You're gonna have to wait until next paycheck, my love.
At P&P Games, we're doing our best to keep the hobby of video games affordable. Every week you can browse hundreds of items on sale at pnpgamesonline.com. Some deals you're not gonna find anywhere else. Thank you for your continued support as we support EP Classic. Take care and play forever!
You know, the Alone in the Dark games have always really freaked me out. Well, there's a new stupid thing. Come on. Infogrames is putting out the 4th game. It's called Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare.
We're here tonight in San Jose, California for the Alone in the Dark release party. So tell me a little bit about the storyline for New Nightmare.
Well, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare focuses on Edward Carnby, who has been the main character of the Alone in the Dark series from the beginning. But it's an updated version of Edward Carnby. Throughout time, there's a special orphan child who's selected to be the champion of the forces of light against the forces of darkness. Carnby's a champion of light, and the monsters that he faces are creatures of darkness.
What kind of new special effects do you have?
We have a lot of technological advances that are really great for this version of the game. Darkworks is the development studio, and they're based in Paris. And they spent months working on a flashlight effect that you can play over every inch of the terrain of the game. So not only is it a beautiful visual effect, but it's also something that the player can use to explore the mansion that you find in the game and the surrounding areas.
Tell me about the use of shadows. I hear all this about the shadows that you're going to use on the characters.
Since these are creatures of darkness, the surrounding environs of the mansion and the areas around it are swathed in shadow, and a lot of times you won't know what's in the shadow until you get right up on it. So stuff's going to jump out at you, and it's that terror and suspense that really makes the player get drawn further and further into the game.
Tell me more about the technology you use in the game.
Well, Alone in the Dark, the first game was known for its advancements in technology. It really was the first game to use pre-rendered backgrounds. So one of the things we've tried to do in the new Nightmare is also to emphasize technological enhancement. So a couple of different ways that we're doing that. One of them is our pre-rendered background technology. And there's over 1,200 pre-rendered backgrounds in the game.
Wow.
And they have scripted camera angles. And what that means is when you enter a scene, it's a pre-drawn background and the camera is in a fixed position. So you get a real cinematic feel. And we have 2 lighting meshes in all of those backgrounds. There's one mesh that's the standard lit, as if it was a lit up room or daytime. And then there's also the mesh that it would look like if it was in darkness. So at any given time in a room, you might walk in and you might walk into a shadowy area where you can't see anything that's going on. You get glimpses here and there of maybe something moved over there or something glinted over there. And if you work your way around the room and you find your way to the light switch, you click that on and the new lighting mesh gets overlaid, and so it's a completely different look.
So you're just trying to basically scare the jeeves out of everybody that plays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the kind of game where you want to turn off all the lights in your house, click off your phone, and you want to turn up the sound on your TV and just totally be sucked into the game and get your brain freaked out.
This has been an awesome interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, Lee from PNP Games here. I'm just farming some weapon grinders while everybody else is offline. Say, what's your favorite time of day to play video games? Whether you're up gaming first thing in the morning with the sunrise or staying up late at night into the wee hours of the morning, I just hope you're playing something great. And if not, shop pnpgamesonline.com, your source for everything video games. Find something new to play. Play forever.
Barry from New York City asked for a cheat for Conker's Bad Fur Day for N64. To play as Neo Conker, otherwise known as the Matrix Conker, enter Easter Eggs Are Us as a cheat code. That's Easter Eggs Are Us.
If you would like to request a code for a specific game, visit our website at www.electplay.com.
There's a new game coming out for the PlayStation 2! It's like an interactive techno nightclub!
I am here with John Strappa, CEO of Modern Groove Entertainment, Inc. We're here talking about your new PlayStation 2 game.
Modern Groove Ministry of Sound Edition. We've taken 5 hours of music from the Ministry of Sound and we've set it to stunning 3D graphics that you create on the fly. So instead of getting a couple hours of cool music, now you get 5 hours plus stunning graphics.
You can pick different video,
yeah,
you can
absolutely.
pick graphic elements, and go through those with me.
Well, while most of the people will want to just put the disc in and play it through their home stereo, some people will take the time to queue up in the visual mixer some of the hundreds of models, objects, and animations.
This is some pretty freaky stuff going on here. Where does this stuff come from?
Basically, we sit down at a 3D package, myself and a couple artists, and start working away on basically the geometry that's in the game. We look at a lot of R&D stuff like magazines, videos, and those will eventually become something else.
We bill it as the ultimate party product because it's the best way to get 5 hours of really cool music mixed by top-of-the-line DJs with the type of graphics you can only heretofore get at a top nightclub. PlayStation 2 is very different than a home CD player. It's a computer and it can decompress stuff on the fly. So the fact that the disc has more capacity is complemented by the fact that we're not even storing it all uncompressed.
When you're syncing up the audio to the visuals, do you go off of things like beats per minute?
It's pretty complex, actually. What we did is we constructed sort of meta music data for the music. Basically, there's all this extra information as far as like when vocals are happening, when the bass is playing, beats per minute. It's compressed 80 PCM. It's proprietary for Sony. It's obviously stereo, and it's 48 kilohertz, so it's even better quality than an audio CD.
Do you think more people should be looking at this as an area, though? Do you think it could be popular?
Absolutely. There's no question. I mean, when you think about 102 million television households in the States and 45 million of them having a Generation 2 console, and then projections that Generation 3 consoles could hit 50 to 55 million homes, well, now you're talking about something that's got a broad market appeal. You know, you're almost talking about a VCR. You know?
This is Kirby Tilt and Tumble for the Game Boy Color. I'm playing it on the Game Boy Advance because you can do that. This is one of the coolest Game Boy Color cartridges I've ever played. It's got what they call tilt control in it. So you actually have to sort of line up your Game Boy just right, and then you can actually move your Game Boy around, and the way that you move your Game Boy corresponds with the way Kirby is rolling back and forth in the playfield. It adds a whole new level of challenge, feels exactly the way it should, response is excellent. The only problem, of course, is that because the Game Boy isn't backlit, you kind of have to adjust it continuously so that there's light on the Game Boy, and that can be pretty tricky if you're doing one of these things. Even though it's on a pink cartridge and it stars a pudgy little pink good guy, it's still a really fun game. It's called Kirby Tilt and Tumble for the Game Boy Color, and I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Excellent, excellent cartridge.
Don't go away, reviews on the run are coming up next.
Hey, it's a... Oh. Alas! Poor Dreamcast. I knew him, Sonic. A console of most ultimate gaming and most excellent fancy. And now, how abhorrent it is in my imagination, my gorge rises at it. Here hung your controllers that I blistered my fingers on I know not how oft. Where be your games now, your VMUs, your broadband internet connection, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set a night on a roar? Not one now to mock your game's catalog? This is Trey again. Play forever.
It's no coincidence that we find ourselves on a baseball field today. We're talking about 2 baseball games for the PlayStation 2. What did you think of High Heat Baseball 2002 from 3DO for PlayStation 2?
What did I think about it?
Yes.
I didn't think much about it. This is the worst next generation baseball game so far. Presentation and the intro and the menu music, falls short. Really what it comes down to is the actual game itself.
Right.
Now, the motion capture and the player animations are the worst and choppiest I've seen on any next-gen system. A guy will dive into second base, and then the next frame will be him standing up.
Absolutely.
I mean, it pops in. When a guy walks to the bat, you'd think they'd at least get that right, but no, the guy jitters and the screen shakes as the guy walks up to the bat.
I thought the collision detection was unbelievable.
What collision detection?
You could walk right through players, right through the umpire.
You can walk through the umpire.
I know.
You can actually, your body will be sticking out of the umpire's body if you stay in the same place.
That's
as
terrible.
What is that?
I hated the sound effects.
The sound was absolutely awful.
The batting is tight. There's good pitch control. There's good pitch control. You can throw the bases right on a moment's notice. It's a tight playing game, but because we expect more out of the PlayStation 2, the polish is missing in this game.
3DO gets the 3.0. That's what I got.
On High Heat 2002? All right, I'm going to give it a 4. Let's talk about Triple Play 2002 for PlayStation 2 from EA Sports. What do you think of that one?
Well, I think this is a great baseball game.
Yes.
And it's probably the best baseball game for the PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still some things that they have to bring up to par a little bit. If you're diving into home, I want to see the catcher come down and put the tag on the guy. In this game, if you get the ball and the catcher's standing there and the guy slides in, he's out.
The fan sounds and surround are amazing.
The sound effects in this are the best I've ever heard in any baseball game.
You can actually hear isolated fans calling out, "Hey, put me in there!" and stuff like that.
Come on, Blue!
It's really cool. That kind of stuff is awesome. The play-by-play announcements are amazing.
Gant gets ready to do battle here.
Where this game really packs a punch, though, is the fluidity, the total experience. The camera switching is absolutely phenomenal. Although the mocap could be tighter, definitely I would agree with you that the facial facial texturing and stuff like that could be sharper, just like it was in World Series.
World Series baseball.
This doesn't look quite as nice as that, but the overall total picture the full three-dimensional picture of Triple Play 2002 is the best I've seen in baseball
Yeah,
games.
you get a feeling like you're really on the field.
Right.
But again, there are some things like, you know, that whole player collision thing. You can like run and walk through players.
I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, and I think it's another triumph for EA Sports on the PlayStation 2.
Well, I give it an 8. I think it's still a little rough around the edges, and they got some definite improvements to do before they get a 9 from me.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about Aladdin, Nasira's Revenge for the PlayStation 1.
It has a very good presentation.
Yep.
You know, the storyline's pretty cool. I wish that Robin Williams would have been the voice of the genie.
Couldn't afford him, I'm sure.
No, but the genie's voice, he sounds like Robin Williams, but he doesn't really say any jokes.
Yeah.
Come on now, open your eyes and smell the hummus.
Yeah, I know, he's too
And that was the best part of Aladdin was the genie.
It was a great throwback to the 16-bit platformer days, and I know you worked on the original Aladdin game, so you must have felt like you were coming
Deja
home a little
vu.
bit. Yeah. But you know what? Even still, this is a great playing game. It's made for younger players, and they're gonna freak. They're gonna love going back into the Aladdin world, which is a really charming world.
Yeah.
I love that movie, so it was great to get jump back in and play as Aladdin and swing your sword around and jump and swing on ropes and throw apples at bad guys.
It really
Lots of
was.
fun.
It really was like playing the 3D version of the old Genesis game. It moved along well. Also, you know, you were never trapped in an area figuring out, oh geez, what do I do now? It had a pretty good pacing to it.
I loved the Aladdin movie, and I thought this game was great. It's more for kids, but I still had a good time. 7 out of 10.
I give it a 7.5.
Let's talk about Serious Sam, a new first-person shooter game from God Games for the PC.
The amazing thing about this game
Yes.
is that not only does it look incredible, the backgrounds and the graphics, and it takes place in Egypt, so you know that Egypt's always cool for me.
It's a good start.
You know?
Yeah.
So not only does it look great,
Right.
but there's tons and tons of enemies,
Yes.
and it actually runs smooth, which a lot
Absolutely
of times in first-person shooters, you have to sacrifice the frame rate. It kind of chugs the engine a little bit.
I
you
know, I know.
Or when a lot of enemies come on, it chugs the engine. But this has it all. It has tons of enemies, great graphics, and it runs smooth.
The best thing about the game, let's be honest, is the amount of action that you get into. This is like stepping back in a time machine and jumping to the Doom age. When Doom, it was all sort of pixeled characters and they jump at you and there was hundreds of them all over the place.
You're
all
always
the
like,
time.
ah!
You had nowhere to go and you just had to deal with it. This is just like that game, except now everything is in 3D polygons.
Looks beautiful.
With nice textures, and it's very cartoony and nicely animated. I love the characters. I love the guys that have 2 bombs in their hands.
And they come screaming
and
at
they come
you.
running at you.
You're not going to get your beautiful cinematic CG storyline setups.
Nope.
You're not going to get your, you know, really thinking man's kind of puzzles and what to do next.
Not at all.
And that's the only reason that, you know, I give it a little bit of a lower score. But overall, I give it an 8.
I give Serious Sam a 9 out of 10. Highly recommend it. You got to check it out if you like first-person shooter games. Let's talk about Unreal Tournament for the Dreamcast. Now, we've talked about it on the PC and the PlayStation 2. What'd you think of this one?
Well, I mean, for me, this is a tough game to review, and I'll tell you why. Because I play a game like Serious Sam, and I love it, and graphically it looks great. Unreal Tournament, I appreciate the technology, and they did a great job of porting this. As a matter of fact, to me, it looks just as good, if not better, than the PlayStation 2 version.
It has lower poly models, but it actually runs smoother, and it's a little bit quicker, and you can play it online on the Dreamcast, which is amazing.
But the bottom line for me remains is that, you know, I really don't like this style of game.
Well, I'll tell you, I am getting a little bored with Unreal Tournament now. I mean, we played it a while. I've been playing it pretty steady since it came out on the PC, and here we are reviewing it again. But I have to say, this is a great version of the game for the Dreamcast. The online play was really solid. You can have up to 8 people playing at the same time, which is double what you can have with Quake 3 Arena.
Right.
And there's actually like 60 different maps in the game, which is quite impressive. If you don't have the game for any other platform and you have a Dreamcast and you want to experience what online play is through your modem,
This is a great game.
This is a great game. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought they did a fantastic job with Unreal Tournament. It's better on the Dreamcast than it is on the PlayStation 2.
For me, it's a hard game to review because I appreciate what it is. They did a good job doing what they were supposed to do, but I just personally didn't have fun with it. I have to give it a 6 overall, but it is a great game, and they did a great job in putting it on the Dreamcast.
Tommy, look at that. A bird dutied on our screen. Could you take care of that, man?
What the?
Yeah, just go buff that screen up a little bit. Don't get your fingers in it, though, all right?
Where?
Make sure you wash your hands afterwards. It's right in the middle there.
Right?
Right there. You see the big...
Oh, yeah.
Big duty stain. That's much better.
To purchase any games featured in Reviews on the Run, visit a Walmart near you. If you'd like us to review a specific game, visit our website at www.electplay.com. Well, that's it. We've run out of time. We've come to the end of the show. Make sure you tune in next time.
I got one more thing to say.
No, there's one more time. We're done.
One more
That's
thing
it.
to
That's the end of the show.
do. I just got to one.
I'll see you next time.
One more. Wait. No. Wait.
It's an interactive dance techno game.
What is it? Interactive? Interactive what? That's what I said. Interactive techno nightclub. Interactive techno.
Give me that!
This classic episode of The Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support The Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.